Good Friday afternoon. Happy New Year.
Yeah,
It's
all those things.
all those things. Is it Christmas yet? I can tell
Is
you
it?
where it feels like Christmas. Take a look at that. This is
Oh,
live
that's
outside my house right now.
yeah, yeah. I don't have those.
Come on, everybody wants
I was
this,
on a
right?
mountain a few weeks ago, but there was no snow. So
You're on a mountain. There was no snow, so you weren't towards the north, I guess.
no, yeah. I mean, the idea was for me to work from a hotel while the rest of my family is skiing, but not much snow.
Oh well. Hi, I'm Darren. This over here is Victor. We're the co-host of a podcast called DevOps Paradox that comes out on Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Eastern. And on Fridays when we're around, we just talk about things of the week. Now, funny enough, the holidays, there was nothing to talk about, which was one of the reasons why we decided not to do anything last Friday. And there also nothing happened this week. Victor was talking before we... It's a holiday. It's still the holidays. I mean, technically, when was because Orthodox Christmas was this week, I believe.
Yeah, I
think so.
1 week, 2 weeks later,
Yeah. So,
and then
So
there
next
is. I don't know whether that exists in US. Over here we have Kings.
King's Day, that's what I was talking about, Orthodox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's...
No, that's not Orthodox. That's Catholic.
You're right. Sorry.
Kind of
Anyway.
when you get gifts. So in Spain, you don't get gifts for Christmas. You get for Kings.
Right. And of course, everybody down in Australia right now, it's summer holidays. It feels like, there's this thing in the States to where, and Canada, to where everybody goes to Florida from December to April, and then they all migrate back north.
Makes sense.
But wouldn't you want to just say migrated all the time? It seems like you would.
Say again?
It seems like you would want to stay. You personally would want to stay migrated all the time.
Yeah, but I have very high threshold for warmth, right?
Right.
I don't get easily too warm. But I imagine for many people, summer in Florida might not be the most desirable place on earth.
It's not bad because you always have the winds coming off the ocean.
Okay.
I mean, it's a low is 60, 70. I can't do that in Celsius. And then 90. It's never 100, just for the numbers. So, yeah. But here's what we are going to do this week. I'm going to touch on one episode, and then we're going to get to this because I showed it. We're going to install Ghostty live. I haven't done it yet. Since we were last with you, we've had 4 episodes come out. The one I want to talk about, well, I'll talk about this week's shortly too, but the first episode that we did for this year is the 2025, the year of not yet. And I think this is probably the best title we've had in a very long time. We have another title coming up towards the end of the month that everybody will like better, but this one I thought was good. So since we recorded this, and we recorded this, I think, end of November, has your opinion changed at all?
You're now assuming that I remember what was my opinion back then.
Well, you ended the episode with "This is the year of not yet," or 2025 is the year of not yet.
Yeah.
So things are still progressing, but they're still not there. That's like AI.
Exactly.
We'll see some more hard cases, or not hard, but valid cases pop up, but not enough, I don't think.
So there is with AI, and I'm not now talking necessarily about software, topics that we generally discuss. There is a hope, and there is what is more likely reality, right? My hope is that we will have see the first gadget or something that is truly amazing, truly useful. Now, I fear that the reality is that for AI, 2025 will be the year of not yet. That's my best guess.
Yeah,
not the wish.
And that's okay, I think.
Yeah, I know. I would really. I'm the first one who would, if something is released, like RabbitMQ that works, or something that really works, and you say, okay, this changes things. It can be a tiny detail. It can be very narrow scope, but you say, okay, this is the thing. I would be the first one to buy it.
This week's episode, we had Alex Olivier on from Cerbos talking about authorization. Primarily, not so much authentication, because that one's easy in general. Either works or it doesn't. Authorization gets hard. So I dug into Cerbos a little bit over the holidays. Not a lot. I had other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very interesting way to attack the problem, because authorization is just always a pain from on all sides.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's a nice solution. Did I share the wrong thing? Oh, you know what? I did share the wrong thing. Here, I'm going to stop the screen for just a second. Let me reshare this so it's a little more sane. Okay, there we go. And then you've had 4 videos come out. You've done a couple of live streams. By the way, your live streams seem to be doing pretty well on Thursdays.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. I just can't join them. Thursday is like my meeting day. It's like the upside is all my meetings happen on Thursday. The downside is all my meetings happen
amazing.
on Thursday. Yeah. Well, I think I have one that doesn't, but like all the ones that matter all happen on Thursday.
I envy you, kind of. That's so much
know.
better than having meetings spread out over every
All the
day.
time. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very thankful for that. But your video for this week was the 10 DevOps tools you must use in 2025. Nice clickbait title. Congratulations.
Hey, AI wrote it. Don't ask me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And which is funny is like the standout tools like Fabric. The more I use Fabric, the more I fall in love with it.
Yeah.
There's
but
just...
it's such a small, insignificant tool that became the most important tool for me.
I know. I use it for... Well, I had been using it against some Olama models, and I compare the output from the Olama models that I had been using against OpenAI, and it was night and day. OpenAI just smoked it every time. But this week, 5.4 from Microsoft came out. And it's on my list this weekend to bake that off against GPT-4o Mini, which is what it's supposedly as good as.
Wait, did you say 5.4?
PHI 4.
5. Okay.
5.4.
Yeah.
So I had to call out Fabric again because it's an amazing, and there's a lot going on under the hood, but once you just understand how to write a pattern, it changes everything.
Yeah.
It's so simple to get that system prompt right. It is
you will
amazing.
most likely not even write a pattern, but at least I just go through existing patterns, find the one that is closest to what I need, copy,
Massage it.
modify.
Yeah. There's enough of them. There's one that's called Ask Uncle Duke. I think that's what it is, which is about Java, right? Because Duke's the Java mascot. And I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I want to go play with that, but I had other things going on. So anyway. So DevOps tools, go watch that. Surprisingly, just taking a look at the list, and there's probably more here, none of these are new. I'd say because Fabric is probably the newest out of these in the past year, right?
So the idea of that video is not really kind of, this just came out, this is a new thing, let's try it out. This is kind of like, I've been using this extensively throughout 2024. I can easily recommend any of them, right? So it's more like, it's not about new stuff. I mean, relatively new maybe, not mainframe. But it's about the tools that are my daily drivers.
Right. I forgot to go through the comments. It's been 4 weeks now. Karen, good to see you.
Hey,
Happy
Karen.
New Year. Nikos. Jude, good to see you. Here's the question that Romans started. I struggle to understand how Fabric is useful. I get its patterns to create styles in Claude, but I don't see the reason to actually use the CLI. It's not so much the CLI for me.
The question is really kind of like, do you have a use case for CLI or from maybe some of your applications, or you go through some web UI and you type your stuff, right? And then the last case maybe is not very useful for Fabric. Now, to be honest, I've been using not extensively, only a few times, Fabric for that as well, but I would just go to Markdown, copy the thing, and use it to generate the real prompt, the good prompt for ChatGPT, right? But it's arguably not that useful if you don't use CLI. That's absolutely true.
Yeah. And then I want to go back to Roman's initial point. In its current state, AI doesn't have a capability problem. It has an integration problem. Heck yes. It's getting there, but we have to have the plumbing. I was going to say tools. It's like, no, that's the wrong word. We need to have good plumbing in order to make it make sense. Right? That's not the right word.
What Fabric taught me is that there is a world of difference between good prompt and the bad or normal prompt. A huge difference. Right? What I've been getting because before I was, hey, I don't know, one sentence, 5 words, 10, 20 words top, and then I get some result. And with Fabric, there is a significant chunk over there, right? That becomes a prompt. And there is a big difference, I feel, at least.
Yeah. And Nikos brings up here, Fabric's useful for me. One is improved prompt. So using an LLM to improve your prompt to...
Yep.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to Ghostty. Now, in case you haven't heard of Ghostty, Mitchell Hashimoto, the HashiCorp guy, wrote a terminal that is completely open source, no plan to monetize. It must be nice to be able to have jet money. Let's put it that way. And he has a jet, I think.
And unlike few others, it runs and looks and feels native to whichever operating system you're using, right? I get some cases that, hey, this is good stuff, but this does not feel like Mac application, in my case.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do an install. Now, jokingly, not jokingly, we are going to be using iTerm to install Ghostty. Just seems wrong, right? You should just use the built-in terminal. But before we do that, I wanted to spend just a little bit of time because I have looked at the site, but I haven't spent a lot of time looking at the site. So I click on download. Let's try to follow it. I could do that, or I want to use a package manager. Okay, well, I want to use Brew. Okay, good. Brew is right there. Okay, I at least knew this much before going in. The one thing I thought was interesting, though, is it also is a Nix Flake. So could I use DevBox to install Ghostty? And then,
so you'd say that you should go to iTerm to start DevBox to get Ghostty. I don't think so.
At some point, you just sort of say, okay, too much is too much.
I mean, there are things you do before DevBox and there are things you do after. Doesn't work for things before.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just install this. And let's see what happens. So that, I know that's small, but we're going to be getting out of this in just a minute. So, okay. Ghostty 101. Okay. Well, that was painless. All right, now I'm going to exit that.
Yeah,
and
just start it now like any other application in Mac.
Okay, there it is. Yep, I want to do that. And let me bring it over. Okay, there it is. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, does it size up? It pulls in all my ZSH things that I have.
I mean, most of the shortcuts are kind of intuitive and logical. I haven't had the need to change anything.
Okay.
Like press Command Shift D. There you go.
Okay, it splits it.
Split pane.
Split pane.
Yeah. Command Option up.
Okay, hang on. Command Option. What is Option? Option up?
Yeah, or down.
Or down. Okay.
Let me do one more. Command Control up or down.
Up. I don't know what that's doing.
Yeah, it's resizing.
Oh, it's a resize. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, if you want to know, you press... Now, one thing that annoys me, and I know that I'm nitpicking here, the commands are with plus. I don't understand why that. So if you do ghosty -- help, you will see the commands that you can use. And probably the first one you will want to explore is key bindings.
How do I get rid of
you
this?
can do
How do I get rid of the
Command
split?
Shift Enter, or exit if you want to get rid of it, or Command Shift Enter.
Oh,
if you
right.
wanna
Let's do
go
exit.
full
Okay,
mode.
good. There we go. Oh, and go full screen. Let's see. We can do that. Let's just do, yes, I know I should know the thing, but that's okay. Oh, there's no window.
There isn't much there. But
So, okay, to full screen. So that's function F. Okay, I'll look at that in a
no,
second.
that's different. So full screen is literally full screen of your monitor.
Right, which is that.
And command Shift Enter is to bring the pane to be the full terminal.
Oh, interesting. Huh. So that's okay. Huh. So before we do that, let's see here. About 101 commit blah blah blah. Okay, here. Actually, I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna do that yet. Let's take a look at. Again, it's been a very slow news weeks. So here's the config. Well, that's
Config is
useful.
empty by default, yeah.
Right, but how in the heck am I supposed to know?
Okay,
What?
so what do you want to know? Okay, so
Settings.
do Ghosty.
Mhm.
Do you want to know shortcuts?
Well, here's the shortcuts, right? Or actions.
Yeah, at least key binds if you want to know what you can do, basically.
Okay, so the plus seems weird to me.
Exactly, that's
That's
was
what
my
you were saying,
complaint.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
So instead of doing dash dash, like
Yeah,
you
it's
would normally do, or dash something, so it's plus. Was it list
Key
key bindings?
no, list key binds, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Holy cow!
There isn't much actually.
No.
If you scroll up, you will see.
Oh,
that,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And you need to get used to that because it's kind of multi-operating system, so super can mean different things. I believe super is command.
Oh, okay. Let's look at the bottom here. So shift up, shift left, page up. Well, they seem interesting, but
At the end, at least in my case, kind of what do? I split into panes.
yeah.
I select stuff, I copy stuff, and I move between them. Right. That's basically all I need.
Secure keyboard entry. What the heck is that about? Interesting. Let's see if we can find that. Let's go back to the docs. Now we'll go to the docs. Okay, install easy. Let's look at the release notes. 101.
Good luck finding any useful information there.
Okay. Well, so there's key bindings. Overview. Trigger sequences. Okay, let's see. A sequence of triggers to activate the actions. You could use Control A followed by an N to open a new window. Okay. Interesting.
So that page is not a list of what you can do, but rather how it works.
How it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
Actually,
the reference.
That's basically you want to see what was it? Yeah, there you go. Increase font size, decrease.
Right. Okay.
I found that those docs to be less useful than getting information from the CLI.
Okay. We'll flip back over there in just a second. So nothing there. Built-in themes. Okay. Whatever. So, all right. Let's go back to the terminal. Jivaden, good to see you. Happy New Year.
Hey.
So let's see here. I want to size up my font. So
Permanently or in that
no,
specific session?
just in the session's fine.
I can tell you or you can find it. You choose.
Tell me.
Command plus.
Oh, so it's the same as all the other times.
Yeah,
Good.
They're mostly intuitive. Yeah,
Except I blew it up right there.
there we go.
So it gets to a point and then it says no more. Oh, wow. Okay, I went right through it. So it blew up for 2.
You can refresh with, I forgot now. I think it's command comma.
Okay. Nope, that's config.
Okay, then no.
That's fine. But otherwise, it's just a... So there's something where I update all my brew stuff.
To be honest, I tried others. So I wasn't very interested in Ghostty in the past, mostly because, hey, it's a terminal.
Yeah.
Like, how different can it be? And it's not that different. It just
Right.
feels better without really any special features. I disliked... So there are terminals like Warp that are kind of special.
Right. It has
And
other things and...
But I
Just-
couldn't get used to them, right? Kind of, they're too special. Oh, every command ends up creating a separate split or pane, and it's all kind of different. Maybe I'm just too old. Maybe, those terminals are for people who start today.
Yeah, if you're too old, I'm in deep trouble. Emulator, if no action is specified. The plus. I wonder if plus is a Rust
What's wrong
thing.
with dash?
Well, they use it over here too, so that's...
I know, that's a config now.
Right. But it's... Okay, see list of all configs. There's the config. Oh, he's using Zig. I thought it was Rust. It's Zig. On the top, inside terminal, on Mac OS. Okay, there's version help, list fonts, list themes. Okay, let's do that. So Ghostty... See, I did it just naturally. That plus just feels weird. Oh, this is interesting.
This is very cool because you select and you see immediately the output. Unfortunately, you cannot click enter to put it into your config. But yeah.
It's
actually interesting until you realize how big it is. Because normally I'd like to go through all the themes quickly. There is no way you're going to do this.
Yeah, it's alphabetized. And so is there a Dracula? Of course there's a Dracula. So there's Dracula. So I initially liked that, but okay, so it's Dracula. Right. So
I use Adventure.
You use Adventure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I should probably be adventurous and use Adventure.
The reason why I'm using it is because it's pure black background, among other things.
Oh, it is black.
And I like it black.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. Okay, so I'll go for that. So if I was going to put that in, all right, so I guess I just close this. No, we'll cancel. So how do I get out of this?
Escape.
Escape?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where I need to go back to the docs for a second.
Command, comma.
Right. But I need to do that. So I just add it in. Okay. So if I do that, paste it in, change this to Adventure. I'm assuming...
Is it Adventure that I settled to Ghostty?
You probably use something else. Let's see what happens, though. So I'll save it.
Yeah, and
That
if you
opens
go
in
back
text
to the
edit.
terminal, you need to refresh it.
Right. So there's two ways to do, or at least there's one. So I can reload the config here, which is Shift. So if I do Shift, Command, that, there it is.
There we go. Exactly.
Okay. So that...
I just saw it. Ultra dark.
Are you using
Change to
Ultra Dark?
ultra dark.
Okay.
U and D capital.
Well, the Adventure loaded up without it being, so we'll see. So save that. I'm going to close text edit, and then I'm going to do my refresh, and there it is.
There we go.
I didn't see that it made a big change.
Just a bit slightly more contrast between the colors, which you don't have many now. And
Yeah. So now, this is actually good because I've got some videos to record, so I'll probably switch to this terminal from iTurn. And then I'll decide longer term. So I can look at, let's list actions. No. Let's list fonts first. Is it going to be the same thing that we just did? Okay, I don't like the TTY. I'm having a hard time doing that. But that's okay. I'll figure it out. Oh, okay. Menlo, Monaco. Oh, just a handful. Okay. Well, that's good. You don't really need. I'm happy with the font that's here. Which font is the default?
it's brilliant. I think it's not. I think it's JetBrains something.
Oh, it
I
is
don't
the
fully
JetBrains one.
understand
But it's
what
not
that
listed.
twist
Or
is.
is Menlo the JetBrains one?
No, I don't know. I saw it in the docs, mentioned JetBrains something.
Okay, here. Yeah, I remember that. Let's see. Let's just go to fonts. That was in configs, I think.
Yeah, don't bother much with docs.
I know, you've already told me that.
Now, this is now ordered. The option reference is ordered by the usefulness.
Yeah. You can have separate dark and light themes. Which
Yeah.
you're gonna. That's nice.
Yeah.
Because I think about the config inside iTerm, and the panels and the panels and the panels and the subpanels, and it's like, I can't figure it out.
That was one of my main motivations to look for something else. The configuration of iTerm is just horrible. But then when I landed on this one, I realized I don't need configuration. I literally I went through all of it and I use only different font size and different theme. That's the only thing I changed.
So did you set a new default font size?
Yeah. I
Okay.
set it to font size 14.
So that takes us back, but then you had to figure that out from the
Configuration, option reference,
font size.
font size. There we go.
Okay. But they don't show. Okay, so here's one of my beefs is not that it's that hard. It just you need an example of here's an example.
Exactly. I configured that and a few other things which I eventually removed kind of by trial and error. Kind of put something, refresh the screen, see the effect, and then you realize that some things are not affected until you close. So
Right.
I spent half an hour setting the font size. Because you set the font size to some value, let's say 14px.
Yeah.
You refresh the screen as you did before, no change.
Right.
Say, what the heck? And then you go through the documentation and find out that you need to close it and open it again. And I close it and open it again, it still doesn't work. And then I realize I need to, you know how actually when you close something in Mac, it's not really closed? You need to go and quit.
Yeah. So the config here is good, but it's interesting that it doesn't show the default font size. Because I would have expected that.
So
Right.
the
Show
config you're looking, that's basically all extrapolated from the theme that you...
From ultra dark.
Yeah. That's all ultra dark stuff.
Validate config. We'll do it. We're here. Everybody loves this, right? I mean, why not have somebody else do this so you don't have to do it yourself? Config.
Yeah.
So quiet, I guess it's... Yeah.
If you open the file to change the config and you save it and you refresh the screen, it will tell you, no, don't.
Oh, okay. Let's look at show face, because that makes no sense to me. So, code point or string with string. Okay.
Good luck.
Fonts, themes, colors. Let's do colors. Oh, I just lost mine. Do you know how hard it is to not put a dash at the front of things? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad. Sorry, I lost sync again. Okay. Well, those are the names, but I guess that you can just... It's terminal.
You know, I don't know whether that is happening to you right now, but I spent an hour trying to find out something cool about it, and then eventually you give up and say, yeah, it's just a terminal. Kind of like, yeah, there is nothing. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah,
Just type the commands, Darin. That's all you do.
It's all we should have to do, right? I do, again, going back to the configuration, this configuration seems sane compared to iTerm. I like that. Because you don't get, even in the built-in terminal, you don't get, even its configuration is weird. So, and I guess, because I've never tested the other ones, like Warp and well, I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. Just because I knew it's like I don't use it that way. So I've been looking for an even more minimal terminal. The thing that's interesting here to me though is I actually do some still serial stuff. So it's nice having like a VT emulator directly in.
Yeah.
It's just because. But is that all we can show? Is that really? It feels like, okay, this comes from Mitchell. It feels like there should be something else.
But that's the reason both why I was ignoring it in the past, and at the same time why I feel that I'm going to adopt it now, right? Because I don't need banks and whistles. I couldn't stand like warp, and I'm using it only as example, just too much. I don't need that stuff, really. You need a place where you type commands, right? And the only thing I really need apart from the terminal, I need shortcuts to create new panes and tabs and switch between them and without touching keyboard. That's all I need.
It seems like that could be automated pretty well here, though, in a reproducible way. Instead of pointing and clicking, you should be able to configure it just in that text file.
I don't know. I mean, kind of there is, control something div. You get a pane. You can resize it. Now, if you want to have a predefined layout of panes, then I recommend Zelige.
Okay. Which gets us back over here to what Romans was bringing up. It's like, it's interesting. Out of nowhere, we've had all these new things, but
small correction. Those are not new shells. Like Zelige is not a shell. Zelige is multiplexer on top of shell. Nix is also not really a shell. It's what you run. You run a shell on top of Nix. I mean, you can run Nix shell, but nobody uses it. Nu shell is a shell, but it's not really. Most people don't use it as a shell, but rather as a scripting language. But yeah, new. Why not?
Yeah.
I feel that in my head, I had the same opinion, kind of, well, why, right? And I feel that I changed that opinion when I discovered Charm, right? Charm showed me, actually, we can actually have a much better experience in terminals, in general speaking, right? Not about specific to shells. Or K9S, right? Absolutely amazing. So I'm all for it.
You brought
Make
up
terminals, bridge graphical user interfaces.
Yeah, you brought up Charm. You brought Charm up again. I'm trying to see if they've got anything new, because I haven't looked in a while. Let's see what their repo is showing or what they're not showing.
Oh, you cannot follow. They have something new every quarter or something like that.
Well, I know, but usually there's at least something. So lip gloss, okay, yeah, whatever. Bubbles X, because they seem to have got started on, what was the one tool I liked? VHS, but then nothing else happened with VHS. Maybe it doesn't need to have anything else happen to it.
Yeah, to be honest, kind of some of the Charm things are hit and miss, and that's also okay. They churn a lot of them. Some of them I find very useful, some not that much.
Yeah. VHS was one of my favorites. I can't remember the other one that I really liked. But again, Mitchell picked Zig. He funded the Zig Foundation, I believe. Is that true? Let's see. Because I saw somebody talking about it the other day. Zig Foundation. Yeah, $300,000 to the Zig Software Foundation.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
On top of using Zig to write Ghostty, so paid out an annual 150,000 installments over 2 years. First installment has already been transferred. Okay. Anyway, when was that? October 1st. So that was quite a while ago. What is Yazi? Have you heard of Yazi?
Yeah, it's a file manager. You probably remember there was a thing Was it File Commander when we were young or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
But terminal based, right?
Huh.
Yeah. Basically, you have panes, files, previews, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Interesting. Okay. Nico said, I don't know. Really nice. Yeah, that's good. Romans, I think it's many points we need more tools on top of shells and not new shells.
No, new shells. I mean, Bash is. I use Bash all the time, and I'm not switching mostly because it's a standard. I know it's always there, but it's really not good. I mean, considering, it's the same for the last infinite amount of years. So I'm in favor of new shells. I'm not sure that any of them can be adopted. And by the way, just to be clear, by saying Zelig is, I don't think that Zelig is a shell, but yeah, new shell, for example, is absolutely awesome. It stands no chance to get sufficient adoption to become some kind of a standard, but yeah, I feel that we need some kind of rethinking around shell, what the shell is. I might be wrong.
Well, can you get started on that this year? Is that your new thing? Is you're going to come up and be the new, not the NU, but the new shell person? Sorry.
We'll see. Who knows?
Rocking terminal PowerShell. My heart hurt. PowerShell's great. Though,
I used it a long time ago when it was Windows only. And I kind of liked it, but hey, it was Windows only, right? That was a no-starter for me, and that made me a bit sad. And then I never went back to pick it up now that it's everywhere.
Right.
Shame on me. I should go through it probably.
I've got too many other things to learn at the moment, but yeah, you're right. So that's Ghostty. It works. It's a terminal.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mitchell, for writing it. I tried writing some
But
Zig.
it feels good, right? Kind of like
yeah. It doesn't feel
clean.
It feels clean compared to iTerm, which I've tried to keep it clean, but it's like I always had to come up with one thing I was just noticing here. Let me share this again, because one thing I got into is having all these stupid little icons on the terminal or on the command line, right? So I've got a little coffee thing here. And to do that, you had to go into iTerm about 4 levels deep to enable Powerline fonts for those things to show up. So I'm curious. Oh, yeah. Let's see here.
So this one comes with, if you're talking about Ghost, it comes with, what's the name? Yeah. The rich font something. Anyway.
Yeah.
It will display everything well without you changing anything.
Right. So that's I just jumped into the Fabric thing, and it's like, oh yeah, there it is. Sweet.
Yes. If you go to Ghost, you will see that displayed correctly, because the thing in red is probably not right.
If I were to go to Ghostty, okay. So tell me that.
You see, I'm guessing that's not supposed to be a question mark.
It's a good question. Let me try a different. Let me go to this one, because I know this one's up to date. Huh.
Yeah, I think that your fonts are not correct.
Okay.
Open that same directory in Ghostty.
This is Ghostty.
This is Ghostty. Okay.
See, yeah. But
Maybe.
Okay, so let's compare. Whoops, don't do that. Did a new terminal. Let me open up iTerm again, and I'll pull it over here. And let's just compare them. Yeah, it shows question mark even in... I don't remember what the question mark is. Maybe it's a Git thing. I don't remember.
I'm guessing it because if you show my terminal, just from educational perspective, let me see.
You want to share?
Screen.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
You see?
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
guessing that we are talking about the same.
Huh. I don't know.
Well,
Again, we're talking about terminals. Dirty branch, maybe? Could be. Could be, yeah.
anyways.
Okay. Adopt Nix and just have your own personal flake, which you run in the machine to set up everything you used to. Different shell, who cares?
Nix is
That's-
awesome, but it's painful. It's not something that somebody is going to adopt in 15 minutes.
No.
So if you put your time into it, I think it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm just not sure how many people are willing to put the time into it, right? So I feel that Nix, and I'm now talking about Nix OS or Shell, is going to have limited reach. Nix packages, on the other hand, like Darren uses Nix packages without really dealing with the rest of Nix.
Yep. Not as much as I should be right now, though.
But it's awesome. Just don't. So I don't want anybody to interpret that I don't like Nix. I think it's awesome. Just steep learning curve.
Yep. Okay. Well, let's call it a day, because a terminal can only take you so far, but it can take you everywhere, right? Demoing a terminal. Okay, here's the upside to this. If we were doing the same thing for iTerm, this could be a 6-hour stream.
Oh yeah, you would see
Right?
5,000 options over. You just go to settings, and you get lost, only to realize that it's impossible to configure anything over there.
But there are a number of options for Ghostty. I'm looking at them on the other screen. So you can probably do it, and that's fine. But now it's just a matter of which ones do you really need. Like the predetermined layout, that would be pretty nice. But it's not that big of a deal to me. 99% of the time. So anyway,
By Zelige, man.
Zelige, right?
So for example, I have one project that I started Zelige with Zelige is a multiplexer, right? With a templated layout. And that creates 2 panes, and then a third pane is a pop-up that starts running a command that sets up my cluster and installs everything I need, and then it shuts itself down and leaves the other pane that was in the background running tests continuously, while the other one, it's absolutely amazing. I can set up the whole environment with not only layout of my terminal, but also, hey, execute this and then execute that, kind of prepare everything I need to start. So start of my work in some projects is literally DevBox shell, cool, I have everything I need, and then Zelige -- layout, some file I have, and you just start doing stuff.
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to be another day, but not today, because today
There is a very good video on a very good channel about it.
Oh. So that was just one of the ones I missed. Thank you for calling me out. All right. Well, I guess everybody have a great rest of your week. It is Friday. Hopefully the snow for me is gone by tomorrow. It's actually supposed to get above freezing today and start melting, so that doesn't hurt my heart any. It was nice to see it. It stayed overnight. I saw it again this morning. I'm done. That's it. Maybe you want a 6-hour stream. I couldn't. Well, I probably could do a 6-hour stream. I would have to put in breaks in between to get snacks. And
You can do one of those that you're just streaming while you're working.
I've thought about that. I honestly have thought about that. I'm not sure that I want to do that, but I guess I could at some point. Anyway, thanks everybody. Podcast will be coming out on Wednesday. Do all the YouTube things before you leave, if you don't mind. I just don't want to do a 6-hour stream. That's what I think it is right now. But anyway, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend.
Cheers, everyone.